Matthew Sean Alexander. I'm
Yes.
so happy to be here with you. You are one of the most inspiring, heartfelt people that I've met to, to date. And I asked you if I could interview you because you're fascinating to me. Also, all of the things that you seem to create out of the blue, which isn't out of the blue because it's because of our energy. We know that. Are so fascinating to me, and that's why I wanted to speak to you because you have something to share the world. So thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me, Victoria-Monique. Yeah, it really is an honor for you to reach out to me and talk about this. I'm really just excited to be here and excited to tell the world about, me and, you know, help shine some light on some of the stuff that's kind of going on or,
Mhm.
where we can kind of go from here. That's what my real passion is. So great. Thank you for having
Nice,
me.
nice, nice. Yeah, you're welcome, and thank you for saying yes and not leaving me hanging. So actually, that's a nice segue into some of the questions I had, and because people that don't know you are like, "Who the hell is this dude?" Or maybe they're like, who the heaven is who cares what they think, but they probably would want to know. So my question to you is, what is it that you offer? Because you started actively offering something out into the world. What is it exactly that you offer? And how did you
Okay,
come
so
to this?
yeah, great question. Thank you, Victoria-Monique. Yeah. So my name is Matthew Sean Alexander, but I'm also known as the Ego Engineer. My background is in chemical engineering, and but right now, I'm the founder of Expansive Explorations. So, you know, basically after leading global supply chain transformation projects and systems optimizations across multiple different industries, I now guide high-performing professionals to re-architect their inner systems for greater clarity, confidence, and creative power. So
Mm,
my method, it blends engineering logic with nervous system science, quantum awareness, and transformational coaching to help clients break free from old loops and realign with their true nature. I'm known for making I guess, the invisible patterns visible and offering, practical structure for lasting change. So that's kind of what I'm
mm.
about. And how I got here is just a whole journey in and of itself. So yeah.
Yeah, so I know a little bit about your background because the thing is, in my opinion, but I would love to hear what you think about this. So I have a feeling that when we personally go through a lot of pain and we're like, oh
Mm.
my, and so we're being asked to change, and we also say yes to that because you can also say, nah, I'm gonna stay like this. I'm gonna. What was the catalyst for you? Because I believe there was a catalyst to change and
Yeah.
to be now this version of you that I know that is like, you always make me smile. Like the moment that you come on, I'm just like, my heart blows wide open. So, what was the catalyst for you to now be this version of yourself?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, I don't know if you believe, but I was pretty much a grump, like probably like this time last year. Um,
In a
yeah,
year?
so yeah,
No.
yeah,
Wow.
probably. I don't know what's the date? September? No, actually, I was on vacation this time next year, last year, so I was feeling great. So anyway, um, so yeah, so what happened to me is what I think can happen to a lot of people, or really can happen to anybody, is they'll find themselves stuck in these old loops, old patterns, the conversations that we have about ourselves. Um, and then, one day I just kind of looked around. I was like, this is all misaligned. It's misaligned. Not that it's wrong. It's definitely what I wanted. It's how I designed my own life to be this way. But it was because of some invisible, you know, sayings or invisible words that that are kind of just rolling around, some linguistics that are kind of rolling around in your head that in my head at the time, that was kind of keeping me trapped and keeping me small into trying to fit into a particular box. And so yeah, and when I found myself in especially in a career that was very misaligned with my purpose, I
Mm.
told myself, okay, well, we got to start zooming out. We got to start looking at things from a wider perspective. And yeah, I zoomed out pretty far, and it got pretty wild. And so now I'm here to sort of show people, um, the truth of who they are, really, and how you can live from that space and how you can affect change and affect the world in the best ways possible, really. So,
Mm.
uh, I mean, I could get into all the details or anything like that if you want to. We could talk about that, but
No, I actually have a question about what you just said
sure.
because I love it and I get it and been there, done that, and doing it the whole time because I'm also continuously becoming a different iteration of myself. Um, you said, I, I want to learn my words. Want to teach people how they can do that. What is that?
That is a recognition. It's a remembering of who we truly are.
Yeah.
And once we can come in an acceptance of that,
Mm.
then what we experience on the other side is freedom.
Mm.
And that
And
freedom,
so,
yeah, go ahead.
now go. No, go.
I didn't really have anything to say about that.
So, who are we truly?
Well, it depends. It depends on what we're talking about. I would assert that there's like sort of three main buckets, three main levels to our experience. And so I ask myself this question and I ask my clients this question a lot. It's about which you exactly are we talking about here?
Mm.
And so, I've sort of delineated out to be, what I call E cubed, or, it's just like three E's. So there's the equipment. Like, so are we talking about your equipment? Are you talking about like you have a pain in your arm? Are you talking about, something like that? Or are we talking about your ego and, your perspective and how you label things? Or are we talking about your essence?
Mm.
And that's what I'm really trying to point people to is their essence, uh, the light behind the light, the electricity that powers the projector that shines through the film that goes onto the screen, and then a lot of people are up on the screen trying to fix what's going on with their life, but they're not realizing that there's different avenues if you are willing and able to zoom out. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's the whole thing, right? So, willing and able to zoom out, there has to be an awareness that there is a possibility to zoom out.
yeah,
So, how did you figure that out for yourself that there's a possibility actually to zoom out? Because when you're stuck in the story, we
right.
all know it's like everything is real. It's not
Yes,
true, but it's real.
very real. Yeah, yeah. For me, I mean, my entire career was about optimizing systems and a lot of times when I got into this, I thought when I got into studying non-duality and like just researching, just trying to figure out, okay, like this is like one of the steps I had taken at zooming out. So it started with, my career, and I was like, well, there's got to be a way. In my career, I was doing things like, okay, well, if I take a step back and look at the whole system, not just like a particular process, but like maybe look at the whole system, then we can, in a more holistic manner, come up with solutions and synergies and all that corpo speak. But really, then if you can zoom out further to like the actual people and then further out to society and then further out to like nature and all this, and then you start going further and further, then you start to realize that the underlying things, and then when you start getting into quantum, start getting into the quantum realm and start to realize what the excitement of states are and what different fields represent and all this. We can get into it, but it's like, that's kind of what happened to me. And then I found that, through this understanding, um, it came with, it coupled with an immense amount of compassion for myself and
Mm,
for pretty much everyone and everything,
mm,
because we all are essentially the same. And so with that, there's a reverence that you can hold for that. And then
mm.
also there's that, yeah, there's the compassion. There's the everyone's doing the best they can with the limits of their awareness. And so, that's why, my tagline is to expand awareness, engineer alignment. I mean, that's what we're here about at
Mm.
Expansive Explorations. That's what I'm about, at least. And so, yeah, that's what
Beautiful.
we're trying to do. And then that way we can really affect society from the bottom up. Just everybody just starts to realize, hey, we're in this together. And, that way if some interstellar travelers show up, like there's some stuff in the news about some comment or something. Some people just show up here, some entities show up. It's tongue in cheek, but it's like they're not going to look at us like we have no idea what's going on anymore. But it's like, oh, you guys do know what you're doing, okay, sort of, or you're starting to figure it out that we are in this together, and there's only one planet. There's no planet B. So yeah, really want to try to take care of everything the best that we can, bring
Yeah.
compassion and care and curiosity
Yeah.
to our lives.
That's what I heard from what you said. Like you became curious and you have this very sharp mind, so you are able to see patterns and what was missing at that time, probably an assumption, um, is that you were thinking it has to be in this context, but then you understood, like, wait a minute, I can apply this to my life. And then you zoomed out so far that you wore your essence and could feel the compassion.
Yeah.
Because I think from our essence, yeah, go.
Yeah, exactly. What happens, I zoomed out so far. Once you zoom out, you realize that you're looking at yourself as the world, as yourself as the world, and then you're okay, now
Yeah.
you're just like, okay, you sort of dissolve into, and there's been, moments, I'm not saying it's like this all the time because, I got stuff to do. I got, my cat to boxes to clean or whatever. I got normal stuff. But sometimes every now and then you can catch a glimpse of just realizing that there's no separation between you and anything else. And then
Yeah.
it's all happening, it's all unfolding at one time. And if we are present with that, and then I mean we have access to a lot, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, we can go in so many directions here. So
Yeah.
I want to keep it focused.
Sure.
There are two things that I would love to have you speak about. And I think they also, I'm pretty sure that they also connect, but I would love for you to tell me about that. So living from the heart, like for me, you're so loving and so compassionate and so understanding. And yes, I also know that you're a human and that you have human moments. And you have a lot of compassion for your human. And I have a feeling that that's what's at the base of everything, compassion for our own selves. And then
Yeah.
we can. Um, I recently learned, and it made so much sense to me, that you are a heart math coach. I'm not sure if I
Yes.
say this correctly. So, can
Yes.
you tell me about the significance of heart focus, for lack of a better
Mhm.
term, or living from the heart and focusing on there? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great question. So yeah, I recently became a certified heart math coach, and the reason I was drawn to heart math as a modality was because really what I felt called to is this combination of rational spirituality and empathetic science. and the heart math is that empathetic science portion. And so it's science. They have scientists out there doing experiments and tests and measuring the magnetic fields that come from people's hearts. And you know, it's funny that when you think about like humans have known about that the heart creates a magnetic field for hundreds of years, like 1700s or something, right? But nobody thought, oh, that has anything to do with anything. But it's like, well, obviously, if there's a magnetic field, there's some sort of sensing of that magnetic field that can take place. And um, a lot of people now might be equating that to like an aura or something like that. And so it's important to your question, like what's kind of driving this importance of living from the heart. It's that, let me see if I can put this in a word. So the heart operates in the now, okay? And it's here, it's bumping, it's pumping, and it knows what it's doing, right? The brain comes along and starts to interpret what the sensations and the sights and the sounds and the smells, and it's interpreting. It's doing what it's doing. It's doing its job, right? It's making meaning out of the sensory perceptions, right? And it's sending signals to the heart, and the heart sending signals back to the brain. And what happens, what HeartMath is about, is like developing this coherence between those signals, this um, this state of the human body that is able to get you into rest and digest and
Mm,
out of fight or flight.
mm,
When you're in fight or flight, cortisol, all these other chemical, just and I'm a chemical engineer, so I know like it's getting pumped into your body. Like your body's making
mm,
it because your
mm,
body's that doesn't really know if you think about it, there's not an eye on your shoulder to know, there's not, it doesn't, the only thing it knows is what the brain is sort of telling it and the signals that it's getting, right? And your body lives in the now. Whereas your mind, it's trafficking in, the past or the future or, like what happened and then what's going to happen. It's the realm of probabilities, right?
mm,
And so the body like gets those signals, and then that's sort of what will, start to break down the body. You get all these
mm,
weird signals. You have all the chemicals the chemicals that are imbalanced throughout the body, and
mm,
then what can end up happening is that and I think we all have seen this, that sort of those stressors, that constant stressors, the stress of everyday life that will affect you. You'll get physical symptoms just from
mm,
these mental states, right?
mm, mm,
And so I think
mm,
that's why I was drawn to this modality, that it's a way for me to sort of reset my body and to help my clients with the entrainment portion of my work, where we get the insights, we discover the realities, and then this is sort of the setting up new patterns, setting up the new loops. Like, what are the
mm,
new things that we're going to set up in our lives so that we can live from that space and
mm,
live from this newfound understanding, bringing your thoughts and actions in alignment with the new understandings that you're having.
mm,
And
mm.
I think that's what my work is about. So,
Yeah, I love this so much. And I didn't know that it was recent. I was like, recent? And so is what you're saying that you're teaching people how to think with their heart instead of with their brain?
hmm, maybe not think with your heart, but live from your heart.
Okay.
Live from, there's definitely an intuitive nature to it.
Yeah.
And, one of the heart math techniques taps into that. And you can ask for things
Yeah.
when you're in this technique, and you receive answers from divine intelligence, whatever you want to call it, right? The field, the answers will come. And then that's when you can really, I don't know, that's when you can really make the magic happen because you're tapped into the flow.
Yes, I think I get it. So what I was hinting at is that it's a process you do, but actually it's something that happens automatically when you live from the heart. It will give you information, what's more like inspiration, I guess. And the
Intuition,
thinking is an
inspiration. Yeah.
yeah, and the thinking is an active process that you do with your brain.
Yes, yes. I mean, thinking is definitely, I would call that an active process. Yeah, at least mine is an active
Yeah,
process.
I love it. So let's get into some juice.
Some juice?
Manifestation. Yes,
All right, let's talk
let's
about it.
splash around in juice.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Manifestation. So I love this quote from Bashar, and he is one of the entities that you previously spoke about. Or maybe you didn't speak about Bashar, but he's also an entity that's an interstellar. Yep, interstellar
Yeah.
star. He says this. The process of manifestation is not conjuring up something out of nothing. It is the process of tuning into the frequency where the thing already exists. So you don't poof, make something out of nothing. It already exists, but you're on the frequency that cannot perceive this thing. So tell me if you agree with this or if you have like something that's maybe even better or different and hits a different facet of this understanding. And also, what is the connection between heart-based living and manifestation?
Okay, sure. Yeah. So I'm not saying that I have a better answer than Bashar. I don't know exactly what that means, but I do have, my own insights about manifestation is that so it comes down to where these things are taking place, right? So where things manifest is in the now,
Mm-hmm.
and that's really the only place or time that there is. And so there's
Mm,
this, I think of it as I think of it as a ever expanding now. It's
yeah.
not, there's not like it's a linear part of time. That's just ever expanding now. This is just um, more and more of what the universe is revealing. It's
Mm,
unfolding, right?
mm,
And I mean, I guess this is a good time to get into, the nature of the universe as I've discovered, I guess, for myself, not that I'm the discovery of it. Um, I'm let me back up for 1 second and just say that my whole moniker, the ego engineer, is based off of engineering being the practical application of a particular science. And so, like chemical engineering is chemistry, and mechanical engineering is like mechanics, and electrical engineering is like electrical stuff. Anyway, now ego engineering I find to be the science of consciousness. So
mm,
within the science of consciousness, there's several different theories about it, and I won't get into all of those, but um, essentially, the one that I think describes it the most simply is that the universe is has three like sort of innate properties. One of which is that it is dynamic, it's ever changing, and sort of brought that up here in this context of it's always unfolding. There's not nothing that's really static. It's all vibrating. It's all there's small little fluctuations everywhere, and then it's holistic, right? So, or it's interconnected. It's not like made up of separate parts. There's now quantum physics and quantum mechanics that they're telling us all of this, that there's entanglement,
mm,
and it's like almost impossible to measure, or maybe impossible to measure all of the entangled particles of all of these different excited states of the fields.
mm.
And so, and then the third one is that the universe is actually curious. And then, but what would it be curious about if the only thing that there is it? And so it's just curious about itself. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, how does it learn about itself? It actually learns about itself through, this differentiation of itself into these part wholes, these different fields. So like just like the cells in your body um, contain the genetic information, like every different cell in your body has the same genetic information in it. I would assert, or it's what I hold to is that we also have access to all of the information that is in the universe. And
Mm.
so that information it's in there somewhere, but it's not in the body, it's in our um
Mind.
yeah, sure, mind. Yeah,
Mhm.
the space, right? It's in the space that we are a part of, right? And so we have access to that. So now to your question about um your question was about
Manifestation.
manifestation. Yes, thank you. Question was about manifestation. Manifestation happens, right?
Mm.
And it is what's happening. I'm manifesting, my body is like, we could just talk about your body. Like your body's manifesting all sorts of things without your knowledge all the time. And so the process of being here, that's all we're doing is manifesting. We're manifesting, man, how can I put this? It's like we are making trails through the air. You can think of it like that. You're making trails through the air that just go into the memory of the universe. And so
Mm.
everything that you're doing is a manifestation. You're always manifesting at all points in
Yeah.
time. It's just that frequency that you want to get onto, or the frequency that you can um, transition to, or switch over to, just like a radio station. You could just switch to a different one if you want. Getting into that frequency will sort of up level you, and you'll have access now to greater amounts of clarity, confidence, and creative power, which
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of what I'm going for. So yeah, I mean, we align a lot on that, and I think that yeah, manifestation is a really cool topic to talk about.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for that. And also, I love this whole quantum mechanics stuff, and also the universe is curious about itself. And I had to think of know thyself, and because that's for all of us. Most people that I know that I vibe with are curious about life and themselves. And when we know ourselves, we know others better because we
Yeah,
understand certain things. Like this saying, you can only go as deep with anyone in coaching or whatever as you can go within yourself. I
that's right.
truly, yeah, I love that. And um, so the connection with heart-based living. So
Yeah.
it's in the realm of frequency, but I would love for you to speak on maybe, yeah, if I don't know if this is possible, Matthew Sean. Is it possible to live in different levels from the heart?
From
Are
the
there
heart.
increments?
So, okay, so if we're talking heart, okay, and if we're talking heart as in heart math,
Yeah.
they're usually talking about the body heart, the organ, right?
Yeah.
If we're talking about heart as in our love and connection to all that exists, then yeah, I mean, we can get different frequencies. Of course, I mean, because that's what we're talking about. The heart, I'm
Yeah.
not actually sure. I'm not a cardiologist. I don't know enough. Honestly, I don't know a lot about any of this stuff.
Mm,
But I'll try to answer the best I can in that uh, definitely when your body's heart and your body's brain get into resonance or coherence, then you can your entire body will relax. Your entire body will start to heal itself. It's called the rest and digest. It's the healing mode. So instead of
mm,
being in the active running away from tiger mode, your body is regenerating at
mm,
its highest capacity, right? As long as you're feeding it and exercising and all that kind of stuff, right?
mm.
So that really just brings your body to peak performance. And then
Mm,
for me, that what it does is it allows me to tap into, the mind space a little because I'm not worried about the stuff in your body. And really, I think that's a part of it is to get the mind to a state that
mm,
will then sort of transform the body as a part of that. And I
mm,
think somebody that we both know, I think recently said that they no longer want to put your body into a mind that is just racked with anxiety and fear. And
mm, mm.
really coming from a place of love is kind of the
Yeah.
yeah, it's the one thing that your body will really thank you for.
Mm. And you know what I heard when you were speaking
Go ahead.
about this is that kind of living from the heart, like it's not a level to get to, but it's about releasing resistance. So it's all in the resistance and completely resistance free. Not sure, completely. I'm going for it. Why not?
Yeah,
Completely resistance free is actually what allows you to drop in the complete coherence. And
yeah,
that's when you up level the level of magic that you're experiencing, the frequency the station you can change with the level of doubt. Yeah, getting the level of resistance down. Wonderful.
exactly. It's about having an intimate reality with what's going on, having an intimate relationship really with what is going on right now in the present.
Yeah,
And so that's
yeah,
why it's so important this body work, like I was saying, because it's
yeah,
your body is in the present and that's the only place that it is. It's
yeah.
not the other places where your mind is. Your mind can go, whatever, this and that, and then speculate and probabilities, da 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 da. But your body's here. And so tapping into your body, I found this is what a lot of mindfulness practices are about, and breathing exercises, and you know, um, uh, grounding, and forest bathing, and these types of like getting in touch with nature into the present. That is what will allow the body to kind of drop into that. And then as far as like what you were saying is about the heart and the frequency, there's definitely those different levels of, you know, thinking that you aren't good enough, or, well, these are levels. If you think you're not good enough, you're like kind of, down here at this level. And then once you kind of realize that, wait, I don't know if that's like, is that right? And then you can kind of jump up a level, right? And to
Mhm,
to say, okay, well, that's not true at all, right? So
mhm,
now you're on a different level. Now you can live your life from that standpoint. And yeah, just dropping into this amount of clarity
mm,
and this amount of just true understanding about like what's going on. Um, I mean, for me, it's a good for me, it allows for like a top down and a bottom up approach, right? Where we're
mm.
really trying to unravel the things
Yeah, yeah.
that are keeping us kind of stuck in the river of life, like a little bit tangled up in the reeds, or, I don't know, whatever's going on with you.
Mm,
Um, and you're feeling stuck. And then there's the top down, which is like, okay, well, just from a purely scientific standpoint, a lot of what you're experiencing is just not even right at all. Like your eyes don't
mm,
even, your brain's making up most of what you can see. You can really only see like a small little dot, and then all the rest of the stuff that the peripheral vision is all stuff that your brain's just like kind of making up, based off of what it's seen before, right? And so,
mm,
that's there's a whole lot of things that there's the limitations of perception that we have, that, if our eyes were cell phones, we'd be seeing, text messages and all sorts of stuff like all around us, but we could just see this small sliver of the electromagnetic spectrum. And so
mm,
that's what we see. And that's the
mm.
world that we've kind of created for ourselves, is this world
Yeah.
that uses this type of stuff a little bit. Now we have red stop signs, and we have
Mm,
fashion, and all that kind of nice color stuff. But um yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just beautiful when I think about all of the different things that we that we've sort of created that we can create for ourselves from this understanding, as opposed to some of the things that we've made so far, which
Mhm.
only seem to serve, competition and division instead of
Yeah.
unity and peace.
Yeah. I love it. Thank you for that. Just
Of
want to
course.
sit for a second with, because I love that intention and it's all about intention. If we have that intention for ourselves in the world, then we will experience it. Period. I want to ask, oh, you're going to say
No, go
something.
ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm ready
So
for
I
your
have
questions.
two, sorry?
I'm ready for your questions. I'm ready. What do we got?
Awesome. 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 Okay. I have two more questions that well, a lot more, but let's keep it with these ones. I have two taglines that I love for you to speak on from your perspective as an ego engineer and also a hard math coach. Well, it's all intertwined, and maybe just want to see how you go.
Sure.
So, this came to me, and I don't even know when and how, but it made so much sense, and I love it myself. And I'm curious to hear what you think about it. So if you now say I hate it or this sucks, because that's the type of person you are. No, you're not. Anyway, I
Hate
wonder what you would
everything.
say. Sorry.
No, that was hate everything. That was me last year. That was
This is so funny because I'm also actively thinking, I wonder how he would act if he doesn't like it and how will he try to. Yeah,
we're about
anyway,
to find
so
out.
yeah, we're about to find out. So one of them is a fit mind
Hmm.
creates a beautiful body and an epic life. And for me,
Oh,
mind is not brain. Mind is like all is mind, like everything is mind.
yeah.
So a fit mind creates a beautiful body and an epic life. From your stance as an ego engineer and as a coach, what do you hear when I say that?
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense for sure.
Mm,
Because, from my understanding and, from the things that we've experienced together, I mean, we've seen firsthand the effect that, you know, uh, a fit mind, as you say, a mind that is a mind that is what I would call like a holistic perspective, a mind that is has seen the limitations of itself and has accepted those
mm,
and kind of rised beyond that and then moved on to create something new and manifest uh from creation, from not from a reactive energy but from a creative energy. And
yeah,
so we've seen those types of minds and the types of healing the body can kind of go through just from those mental shifts, right? And so, yeah, and then if you have, not to say that an epic, not to say that a fit body, what was the middle one? It's fit mind makes a
a fit
fit,
mind creates a beautiful body and an epic
beautiful
life.
body, right? So it's not to say that you have a beautiful body, you just get an epic life. I think a lot of people are going for that game. A lot of people, like you'll see on Instagram or whatever, you'll see people that are just going for the beautiful body, trying to
Mm,
get that epic life, and they're not really realizing that it's a cascade.
yeah,
It's a mind body continuum. There's
yeah,
not a separation, so to speak, but there's a it's a spectrum. It's like there's
yeah,
no color orange. There's just it's a color that's kind of in between, red and yellow, and we're just using. we're making up words. We're making up words to describe the things that we see. The red, yellow, all of these words, all made up, right? Um, and so yeah, and so yeah, definitely. I think this is a I think this tagline I think it definitely resonates with me.
Hmm. Yeah, and I love how you said also before, and now you also came back to it. Like, yes, it's connected. And you said before that the body is in the now. And you know what? I have never thought about it that way. And
Mm,
something just clicked when you said that because there is all there is now, and the body can only be in the now and the mind
right,
everywhere. So I love how you said that because that is the whole embodiment thing, the physical vessel right here, right now. Yeah, amazing. So I'm going to skip the other one because you're going
okay.
to like it too. No,
All right.
it's no, I don't want to go there. What I want to go to, lastly, is what are you excited about at this moment that you can share with us?
Oh wow. Wow. I'm excited for so many different things. I'm building out a lot of new things for my community. And so that's getting me excited to step into some different stuff where I'm also developing more tools for my own coaching practice, some proprietary stuff that I think is going to be pretty cool. And let's see what else. I mean, I don't know. I kind of just I was just driving earlier today to the gym and I was like just had a big grin on my face and I was just like, man, I'm just like just tapped into this energy of joy today. And I'm just everything is great. And then when you don't ever know, the small ripple effects that you can kind of have on people. And so just when I'm out and about, just flash them a smile, just let them know that, hey, whatever you're going through, it's all right, it's okay, you're allowed to be wherever you are, and to know that
And I see you.
there's other options, right? What did you say?
Yeah. And I see you because when
Oh,
you
I
look at
see you.
people with that beaming smile, I can
Yeah.
like my day. So is when I see you, I'm just happy instantly.
Well, yeah, yeah, because I'm like this is available. This is available to. It's not. It's simple, but maybe it's not easy for
Mhm.
everyone to see. But
Mhm.
this is a state that's available, and it is a state that I recommend. I
Yeah,
guess.
well, I'm with
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
yeah, and so yeah, yeah. So I mean, like those are definitely things that are exciting me right now. That's that's what I'm thinking about. It's just really I'm excited about the future. I'm excited, and a lot of people maybe aren't right now. And you can look around, and there's plenty of reasons why. There's plenty of evidence why right now the world is not the way they thought it was going to work out, or the way that they think that it should be. But
Mhm.
what I have is the, when you're tapped into the present, you realize that you're tapped into the realm of possibilities, not the realm of probabilities. And so
Mhm.
it's not based off of past things that something else might happen. In fact, probability is just something that, and it's another thing that we just kind of made up because we wanted to know what was going to happen. So we made up this word probability and then, right? But the fact of the matter is that, you know, you didn't know. Well, I mean, I guess I'll ask you, did you know what was happening when you first showed up here on the planet? Like, did you know what was going on? No, right? And your
Probably an
parents, they,
aspect of me did, yeah.
an
I
aspect of
didn't.
you did. Right. Yeah. So we can play the which you now too, because the
Yeah.
which you we're
Yeah.
talking about now is the is
Mhm.
your perceiving, your
Yeah.
mental, your ego you. Ego didn't know what was going on, just kind of dropped
Mhm.
in. Um, and so, you know, we can take that cascade, myself included, didn't have any clue what was going on when we first got here.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
then we can take that cascade all the way back and just the more that you zoom out that direction in time throughout the history of humanity, you realize that everybody was making it up. We're making
yeah.
up the words that we're using right now to try to communicate. We're making up, well, the internet. So thank you, whoever did that. I appreciate that. And we're making up all of these beautiful things, but then there's also the things that we're making that, like I said before, are, you know, misaligned. They're cosmic misunderstandings, I guess you can kind of
Mhm.
call them, that aren't really aligned with what we are really truly about.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm excited to expand the awareness of anyone that wants to reach out and is ready to make that quantum leap. I yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for to see what's going to unfold next because
Yeah.
it's quite a ride that we're on.
It is. Thank you very much for your wisdom, your energy. The council, channeled by Sarah Landon, always says this: while words are important, it's really about the vibration.
Mm,
So thank
beautiful.
you for this beautiful vibration and your offering, because what you have to offer is definitely what the world needs
Mm.
and loves. Like, we're not saving, like, nobody's saving anyone. We're just playing and up leveling. And so I will put your how people can get in touch with you in the description of the video.
Great.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for myself. I'm excited for the version of Earth we're creating with each other and of all of the hearts that will be touched in this process.
Yes, I love it. Touching hearts, setting them ablaze. Just loving life. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you.